Greetings citizens of Australia and the world. We are Anonymous Hemp Sector. We encourage all people to make a stand and end the prohibition of hemp in all its glorious forms and make a stand against new unjust laws based on lies and deceit, with the media and politicians equally complicit in misdirection to cover up the real agendas and pass new laws against the innocent people that have already passed and not been told to the public. Here is one such case where new laws passed in February 2016, 33-6, and was sold by the Premier of Australia Daniel Andrews, a former health minister, as 100% a bill against dealing ice to our children, when it was really a law with hidden clauses against all drugs, mainly cannabis, patients, caregivers, and adults, not children. The stories by the Herald Sun, The Age and others offered a news story with edited clips and dialogue to give the false impression this was about ice. We show the clip as in full and how the media used an edited clip for a completely different story. See the description below for links. The results of these lies were new hidden laws not notified to the public and include 1. Increasing the distance from 300 to 500 meters of selling at a school to be increased from 20 to 25 years for selling cannabis or cannabis medicine to a child. Not that we think this is a bad thing, selling drugs to a child should be frowned upon, but the implications for one child selling to another are frightening. 2. Increasing the distance from 300 to 500 meters of selling cannabis or cannabis medicine to an adult near a school in or out of school hours. 3. 10 years for producing any social media content, emails, SMS, websites, magazines or books about cannabis, cultivating or trafficking, anywhere there is metadata. 4. 5 years for sharing any social media content, email, SMS, websites, magazines or books about cannabis, cultivating or trafficking, anywhere there is metadata. So, for example, if you share a post from the Hemp Sector Australia Facebook page about growing cannabis, you are a criminal. 5. If the court decides a person is likely to intend to try growing marijuana, for example, they can be given up to 5 years jail, criminalizing curiosity. 6. Senior police have said arresting our way out of this is not a solution. Yet again, new laws are introduced forcing police to decide between arresting the sick, dying both children and adults. Adding in bad laws is bad for law enforcement too. 7. Under new laws, landlords can be charged for the actions of their tenants. Property seized and criminal charges laid, with the onus on the individual to prove their innocence. 8. No plans to tell the public that many of them are new criminals. Recently, the federal government's Parliamentary Budget Office has issued a statement based on conservative modeling that the legislation of cannabis would result in a minimum of $300 million in taxes the first year. So far, Australia has legalized medicinal cannabis and not cannabis for medicinal use, the difference being that cannabis has been redefined in multiple bills to allow everything from parts of cannabis to synthetics and even GMO and opioids to be classed as cannabis, all catering to only the large pharmaceutical industry and never in the interest of citizens. To date, there have been no documented deaths resulting from use of cannabis. Now, with these new classification laws, Australia is set to have the first documented death, which will not actually be from natural cannabis, but from a synthetic product or even opioids, classified as cannabis under these new laws. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The stage is being set for Big Pharma to supply synthetic cannabis to the people, and GMO cannabis strains are still on the table for Australian cannabis crops. We are Anonymous. We are Hemp Sector. Revolution starts in the fields. It's time for you to wake up.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. We both been sound asleep. Wake up, little Susie, and weep. The movie's over, it's 4 o'clock and we're